Oh, I shall call. Oh, I shall call. I shall call. Oh, I shall call. I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth. Oh, I shall call. Oh, I shall call. I shall call. Oh, I shall call. I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth.
Coming up, the facts behind this winter's superflu, how to deal with everyday peer pressure, and a quick trip into the future of space travel.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to RoundUp, a show where we bring you lots of exciting news and exciting topics from all around the world.
And can you believe that it's the last episode of the year?
Wow, time really does fly.
Yeah, it does. Well, let's head straight into the headlines.
Assalamu alaikum, Jazib. How are you doing today?
Welcome, Sam. I'm doing well and enjoying my winter holidays, but I'm still here to present you the headlines. Mass protests spread across Bangladesh following the fatal shooting of a popular youth activist, Sharif Usman Hadi. Authorities held a state funeral under heavy security this week as tens of thousands of mourners gathered amid continuing unrest. The protests come weeks before national elections, in which the activists had been expected to stand as a candidate. In a major political development, the son of the country's former Prime Minister, Khaleda Zia, has returned from exile after 17 years. Tariq Rahman is expected to be a top contender as countries head to the polls in the new year. Christmas celebrations took place worldwide this week on the 25th of December. At the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV led his first Christmas Mass since his appointment, calling for peace, compassion, and global unity. Bethlehem, the city known to Christians as the birthplace of Jesus, also saw Christmas celebrations resume after 2 years due to the ongoing Gaza crisis. India's space agency successfully launched a communication satellite, marking the heaviest payload ever carried by an Indian rocket. The satellite is designed to provide mobile broadband coverage from space, connecting directly to standard smartphones and reducing reliance on ground-based towers. A powerful atmospheric winter storm hit California, bringing heavy rain and causing life-threatening conditions to be declared in parts of Southern California. Authorities have issued evacuation warnings, urged residents to stay off roads, and declared emergencies to deploy state and National Guard resources. And finally, a new 3D printing technology is transforming manufacturing by using light to rapidly solidify liquid materials with high precision. The process takes a fraction of the time of traditional methods, enabling highly customized and durable components for use across robotics and everyday applications. That's all from here at the news desk. Back to you, Nasser and Yasser. Bye.
Jazakallah Jazib, some really important stories there.
Now, we are all enjoying some time off from school and university these days. But for some of us, that can also mean getting sick with various winter bugs that are all going around.
And this winter, everyone is talking about the superflu.
And with so much fear and misinformation, it's important to know what the superflu really is and how we can manage it. So let's take a deeper look.
Right now, countries across the world are seeing a sharp rise in flu cases, with this year's strain hitting faster and stronger, but spreading faster than usual. So many people are calling it the superflu because of how aggressively it's affecting communities. So, let's break it down.
Influenza, or the flu, isn't just a bad cold, it's a contagious viral infection that attacks the nose, throat and lungs. For most people, it causes high fevers, chills, muscle aches, headaches, coughs, sore throats, or just complete exhaustion. But here's the important part, influenza can become very, very serious.
It can lead to pneumonia, severe breathing difficulties, and dehydration. So let's try and stay away from these harsh complications.
Stuff that can definitely keep you out of school or off of work for a while. But what are the underlying conditions that contribute to a worsened impact?
With this year's strain being more aggressive for people who already live with health conditions.
Things like asthma, COPD, diabetes, heart disease, or a weakened immune system are at much higher a risk. Their bodies have a harder time fighting the virus, and many end up in hospital needing urgent treatment.
To find out more about these surging cases, we booked in a consultation appointment with Farhad, a local pharmacist. Let's find out more.
We started the interview very simply asking what the difference is between a cold and a flu.
So cold is similar to the flu but with a lot less symptoms. So you tend to find it gradually builds up. You don't get the really heavy symptoms come on straight away. So it develops over a couple of days. You don't get a really extremely high temperature. You tend to have no temperature, maybe a little bit of a runny nose, slight cough. Whereas with the flu, it comes on very quickly, it hits you hard, so you fall asleep, you feel really, really tired, you can't get out of bed, you have a very high temperature. That means you might potentially feel really cold and really hot at the same time, so you have the shivers. And it lasts for a few weeks, so you're looking around 2 weeks for it to go away, and then another maybe couple of weeks for you to fully recover from it. Sometimes the flu mutates the virus. It's always constantly mutating, but if the mutation is more considerable than previously, the body doesn't react as well. So you tend to have people spreading it quicker, people catch it more often. Generally speaking, there's different sort of symptoms you get from the flu. If it's pain, body ache, temperature, you take a combination of paracetamol and ibuprofen. So that deals with the pain and aches and the temperature. If you, for example, have a sore throat, you can also use the Diflam spray, which numbs the throat and reduces the inflammation. And then you tend to have a runny nose or blocked nose, and there's medications you can take to help you dry the sinuses and to help you sleep better at night. That's mainly the one that people really suffer with, is when they have a blocked nose and they have to breathe through their mouth. So this tends to help a lot with the symptoms. And then there's cough mixtures you can take as well to either help bring up phlegm from the chest or stop you from coughing.
The final question we asked Farhad was around public measures we can put in place to reduce the spread of the flu.
Very simple concept of, if you do have the flu, not to go out, stay at home. That stops the transmission. Also having the flu jab, it's not always 100%, but it'll stop the symptoms from being really severe. So even if you do catch the flu, it won't be as bad. And then just the most basic hygiene, washing your hands. If you're going to sneeze into a tissue, or if you're going to cough into a tissue, and then bin it, and that's it really, yeah.
So if you're feeling ill, let's take those symptoms seriously. Stay hydrated, but seek medical attention if needed.
Remember, preventing the flu from spreading protects not just you, but the entire healthcare system in the country you're living in.
Jazakallah for that insight. Awareness and care go hand in hand. When we know the fact, it's easier to look after ourselves and also be mindful of the people around us.
Exactly. Staying informed means we actually know what we're dealing with. So, this winter, let's be smart. Stay safe and remember, don't panic. Just be prepared.
Now, moving on, let's look at Hazur's guidance this week with a short summary of the recent Friday sermon.
This week, beloved Hazur Eid al-Ta'ala Aziz continues speaking about the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This time focusing specifically about the love between the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and God. Hazur explained that the Quran shows how God loved the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, guided him, and then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed that guidance to the world. The Quran even describes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam searching for God, not because he was misguided, but because he was in love with God, wanting closeness, answers, and guidance for humanity. Scholars explain that in this context, the Arabic word dal means deeply in love, showing a relationship of devotion, not confusion. The Messiah ﷺ said that this verse reminds us of the Prophet ﷺ's spiritual journey. He was orphaned, God sheltered him, he sought nearness, God drew him closer. He was without resource, God enriched him. Because of this, the Prophet ﷺ became the perfect example of how to win God's love. Hazur Aidalahu Ta'ala bin Aziz shared moments from the Prophet Wasallam's life that showed this love in action. Long night prayers, emotional supplication, and tears of gratitude, even though God had promised to forgive him. When asked why he cried, the Prophet ﷺ replied, "Should I not be a grateful servant?" Even during danger, stress, and attacks, the Prophet ﷺ kept praying with love. The Meccans, including those who opposed him, would still admit, Muhammad ﷺ truly loves his Lord. That devotion transformed the companions, and beloved Rasul reminded us that MD Muslims today must reflect that same example. That's how real change happens. Finally, Hazur Aidalahu Ta'ala bin Aziz asked for prayers for MDs facing injustice around the world, especially in Pakistan, where an Ahmadi was recently given life imprisonment for simply owning and reading the Holy Quran. He urged that the Jamaat to pray, stay firm, and trust that God's justice will prevail. 3 key takeaways. 1. Love of God isn't passive. It's shown through action, effort, and consistency, just like the Prophet ﷺ demonstrated. 2. Following the Prophet ﷺ is the roadmap to finding purpose, confidence, and spiritual identity in a confusing world. 3. Faith includes standing up for those facing injustice, praying, speaking, and caring for others with courage and empathy.
Jazakallah for that summary. Don't forget, you can watch the full sermon, which is available on the MTA Online 1 YouTube channel, available in multiple languages.
Now, going to school comes with so many expectations and responsibilities, whether it's attending classes, doing our homework, and worrying about academic achievement.
But it also comes with so many hidden issues as well, that may not be very visible to everyone, but is definitely experienced.
Let's take a deeper look at just one of those issues.
We're going to talk about something really common that most of us face at some point, sometimes without even realizing it: peer pressure. So, what is peer pressure? It's when people around you, your friends, classmates, even work colleagues, influence or try to influence what you think, how you act, or what you do, or how you feel. It's that feeling that you have to fit in or do what others are doing in order to be liked or accepted. In one survey of high school students, about 85% said that they'd felt some kind of peer pressure. Around 61% of teenagers say they feel a lot of pressure to get good grades. About 29% feel pressure to look good, to match certain trends or appearances. So peer pressure isn't just about what shoes you wear or what music you like. It can push people towards harmless decisions, but also towards ones that can seriously affect your health, your faith, and your future. So how do you recognize peer pressure? Here are some common signs to look out for. You feel uneasy or anxious about a suggestion or invitation from friends like, do this or you won't fit in. You end up doing something you don't really want to, but you go along with it because everyone else is doing it. You feel like you're losing yourself. You start changing your interest, your style, or even how you talk just to match a certain group. You're scared of being rejected, excluded, or laughed at if you say no. If any of these feel familiar, it could be a sign that peer pressure is playing a bigger role in your choices than you realized. Once you spot peer pressure, the next step is to decide how to respond. Here are some things that can really help. Pause and think before saying yes. Take a second. Ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Does this fit with what I believe is right? Know your values. It helps to be clear on what you stand for. Talk to someone you trust. Share what's going on with a supportive friend, a family member, a teacher, or a mentor. Sometimes just saying it out loud helps you see it more clearly. Being around people who encourage you to do better, to be kind, to stay true to your faith and your goals, that's a kind of positive peer pressure too. Peer pressure is real for a lot of people at a lot of different ages, but being aware of it, recognizing when it's happening and learning how to respond can help you stay true to yourself and make the choices that are right for you. If you ever feel stuck, remember you don't have to handle it alone. You can always talk to someone you trust. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah for that helpful information.
Yeah, I mean, it's really given us some food for thought, and hopefully our viewers can use just some of the tips to deal with peer pressure they might be facing.
Now, it's time to head over to the USA, where we're actually going to travel a lot further.
With President Trump launching a new plan to return astronauts to the moon, we are going to take a look at the future of space travel. Let's discover it together.
Space has always fascinated humanity, but today it is more relevant than ever. New research can help us find the origins of our universe and how new technology can be focused on travel and resources. But exploration is only part of the story. Space could also provide opportunities to benefit life on Earth. One major international project is the International Lunar Research Station, led by China and Russia. Their goal is to build a long-term human base on the moon by 2036. Global space agencies are invested heavily in the future of space exploration. In 2024 alone, over $135 billion was spent on missions designed to learn how humans can live, work, and explore beyond Earth. We also spoke with an astrophysicist about the U.S. Artemis program, a mission trying to get humans back on the moon and expand further.
Artemis mission is the modern go back to the moon mission. And it was a very successful mission. But the differences between Artemis and Apollo was that Apollo mission was very like one-time mission. Whatever we were taking up to the orbit, that was only for that mission. But we want to stay there for months to a year, and we want to have a sustainable colony there on the moon, and we want to have a base there so that we can use that as a station to go beyond. So Artemis 1 already launched. Then we have Artemis 2, which is going to take humans around the moon, astronauts around the moon, come back. Artemis 3 is going to be the landing mission. And then Artemis 4 is going to be a little bit different. We're going to land, but then there is a spacecraft or a space station, I would say, called Gateway. What Gateway does is it's basically equivalent of International Space Station, but around the moon. It allows the astronauts to stay there, then land on the lunar surface. This is especially going to be really important during the time where we are not going to have any kind of habitation on the surface of the moon or underground the moon. The biggest cost to launch from Earth is the gravity here. It takes a lot of energy to reach the escape velocity to go to the moon from Earth, but moon has negligible gravity compared to Earth. So if we have a launching station there, if we are going to Mars or beyond from moon, it is a lot more costly. God has commanded us to explore this universe, to explore Earth, so that we can be more thankful to him and to appreciate what he has developed for us. And there is definitely more benefits in it. And we should pray for the success of these things, because this is going to lead to success of humankind in general.
The Artemis program plans not only to build a sustainable moon base, but to use what we learned from travel even further to Mars. By studying these environments, scientists hope to understand how planets form, what resources they hold, and how humans might eventually live there. With new technology and growing curiosity, the next generation can play a major role in shaping humanity's place in the universe. Ibad Khan, MTA Studios, USA.
And with that, we've made it through the last episode of the year. If you enjoyed today's stories and features, be sure to join us next week as we bring you more highlights from around the world.
And if you'd like to watch this episode again or catch up on any that you've missed, please head over to the MTA News channel on YouTube or visit the MTA app.
You can also follow us on Instagram at RoundUpMTA for extra clips and daily news updates.
And if you have any feedback or ideas for future stories, you can send them through the MTA app or email us at roundup@mta.tv.
We will be back next year with more news and inspiring stories from around the world. But until then,
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth. Oh, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call. Thy message